Drama, you have to have the drama.
Yeah, I don't want to be on there like that.
Exactly.
You know, like that was cool. I did it like in the beginning to get everybody, you know, Aisha, my girl, and my artists, like get them more of a platform for them.
Right. So that was your goal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you that again on camera.
On my mark.
And Aisha's big ass said, what? No,
He knows it's not even recorded yet.
nah, I know, right?
that last line was recorded.
I don't care. I'll say that shit on camera. I don't care.
Listen.
On 3. 1, 2.
Grinding, grinding, grinding. I'ma keep grinding. Climbing, climbing, climbing. I'ma keep climbing. Rising, rising, rising. I'ma keep rising. Born to shine. Born to shine. Grinding, grinding, grinding. Even though I'm down, I made it now. Climbing, climbing, climbing. I am a queen, I hold the crown. Flying, flying, flying. Living my dreams and holding it down. Born to shine. After everything that I've been through, said I could do it, it came true. Putting in work each and every day. Now I'm bossing and running things. Ain't come to play, I come to slay. Started from the bottom, now I'm changing the game. I'ma keep rising like a brand new day. And now it's born to shine, shine. Born to shine, born to shine. Yeah. Bars are bars are bars.
Everybody recognizes me, so it's like it's 3 different layers. Though somebody might recognize me from TV, other people might recognize me from being the public defender, and then other people recognize me from the music. I'm an attorney, first of all, an overall businessman. I'm the public defender of Hackensack Municipal Court. On the entertainment side, which is pretty much about 95% of my law practice, I represent artists, I get them record deals, do all their negotiations for endorsements. I mean, Bergen County is a plethora of entertainers and untapped talent. You have a lot of singers, rappers, even rock groups, so that they're here. There's just untapped talent. And I think now with what they're gonna do with the city, with all the new construction, it could ultimately be a mecca for entertainment.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, Miss Melanie here. You are watching BARTV. I have the lovely Tish Love here with me.
Hey guys.
And today we have our featured guest, Navarro, who is an entertainment attorney. Navarro, go ahead and introduce yourself properly to them.
What's up, y'all? Navarro Gray, Navarro ESQ, entertainment attorney, criminal lawyer, manager, label, everything.
Everything. Literally.
All of the above, basically.
I was going to ask you about that because I know most people that study law, they usually like focus on one type of law. You seem to do everything. You like across the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, because when I first got started, it was hard to get into the entertainment side of things as an attorney. So I started pretty much practicing just straight criminal law and family law. So I did, for 3 to 4 years, I did nothing but divorces, criminal cases, murder cases, drug cases, gun cases, and divorces. That's why I lost all my hair. I used to have a whole bunch of hair, started doing those divorce cases, listening to everybody's problems, lost it all.
Wow, you see, they say it's negative vibes and all of that. You don't need it. Keep it away from you.
Keep it away because it'll make you lose your hair.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say, like, you get criminal clients, you get, like, quote unquote bad people on their best behavior because they want to like win and not go to jail, but then with divorces and family clients, they say you have like good people on their worst behavior, like because emotions and everything involved.
Yeah, I just got married. Hopefully I don't have to come see you.
I gotta give you my card before you leave. Yeah, congrats.
I ain't signed no prenups or nothing, so it's problems. I'm just so you're basically saying your plan was always to get into entertainment, but you just like took
the long way. So you were able to break yourself into the industry,
doing
entertainment law, right?
Yeah, but I was always into music. Like since I was 17, I used to rap. Then I got into production. Then I started brokering deals. I got like beats placed for Cameron and a lot of other people. Wow. Then I interned for Bad Boy out in Virginia. Was on like the street team, like real to ground.
Real grinding, not IG
guerrilla marketing.
Right.
Then after law school, while I was in law school.
So you did that while you were in law school. What school did you go to?
Nah, before. I went to law school at Hofstra University in Long Island.
Okay.
And then undergrad, I went to Hampton in VA. Okay. So I did all that when I was in VA. At law school, I interned for, it's no longer around, but this label called Arista. So
I remember them.
They had Pink. So I was going to law school and working in the marketing department for free, like promoting Pink and everything.
Right, not for free. That was investment.
Nah, for time.
For work, yes.
For experience.
Yes, exposure.
So it's always been about entertainment.
Yeah.
You knew that's where you was going. So you did it for 3 or 4 years. How long you've been an attorney now since you passed the bar?
11 years. Yeah,
wow.
11 years. Nice. I don't look like it, but 11 years.
Did you pass the bar on your first try?
Nah, my second try.
Oh.
Yeah, I passed on my second try. I could have probably passed on my first try, but I didn't realize how serious it was in regard to studying. It's a lot of information. So people actually take time off and treat it like a full-time job. Like they'll wake up, go to the library, study from like 8 to 12, go to lunch, go back, study from 1 to 6, go eat dinner and study.
So you did that on your second time?
No.
Nah, I didn't have the luxury. Like, I had to work. I had to make money. So I was going to work, then going to the gym, going home, and then studying. But then the second time, I took a hiatus from work. I was working at clerking for a judge. So I told him, like, listen, I got to pass. So he gave me like 2 months off.
Oh, nice.
So you did 2 months crunch and then you passed.
Yeah.
So you passed the exam, straight out of there. What was your first move?
My first move was I started applying for entertainment firms, and they all shitted on me.
Oh,
these same firms. I just gotta tell you, these same firms that I do deals with on a regular, but I have like the bigger clients and they have the smaller clients, are like the same firms that wouldn't give me positions.
Wow.
And some of them even try to like solicit me to work for them and everything now, but dubbed it. But that was my first move, but I actually just packed up and moved to Atlanta.
Really?
So when I couldn't get a job as an entertainment
But you're from here
attorney,
originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from here I just packed up and went to Atlanta. I was living in Brooklyn at the time, in Newkirk Plaza. Boom, threw everything in my cars and we bounced to Atlanta.
Because you knew over there was going to be something.
Well, music was starting to boom, like in ATL at that time. BMF was out there, it was crazy. And it was just a lot of, T.I., Ludacris, Jeezy, all the music, the new music was starting to come from Atlanta. So I went down there.
Right.
That was smart.
And I went down there and was grinding. And I remember, like, I sent my resume to Phaedra Parks, from Real Housewives. So back then, even now, shout out to Phaedra, she gave me the opportunity. Any of these New York lawyers, nobody else, I don't care. Like, I got respect for all your lawyers from New York and everything, but nobody will give me an opportunity. So I went down there, Phaedra, I sent her my resume. She didn't know me from a can of paint.
Yeah.
Brought me in, did the interview. She started teaching me things, and it was an opportunity for her to be like the general manager of Big Boy's label. He had a label back then called Purple Ribbon. They had a song Kryptonite, like I'll be on it all night. Like so that was all that. They had Sleepy Brown, all these people. So she was a full-time attorney. I think she was representing the Outkast, she was representing Ludacris, T.I., all of them. So she couldn't run the label. So she kind of put me in position to be her at the label.
Well,
so then I started getting my experience running a label and doing contracts and everything. That kind of fizzled away. And then I jumped on the street team side. So then I found myself driving a promotional van as a lawyer for T.I. So I'm an attorney down there, and I'm driving a van. It was a truck. It looked like a pie. And Tip, you remember this. It looked like a pie. And it was like T.I. versus T.I.P. So on one side, it was like T.I. and on the other side, it was T.I.P.
And the gentleman.
So I was driving all through Atlanta in that, and it had speakers just playing big things popping, little things stopping, like through all Atlanta.
So we should do that. We need to back up. Yeah, that'd be so dope.
And then I was out there, then it was like a pivotal moment. Like I remember, because I'm not from down there, so I'm just driving all around.
Right.
And I remember, like, shout out to everybody from the A.
I gotta go to Atlanta. It's calling my name.
Yeah, I forgot where I was at. I think it was Simpson Road. Simpson Road, the realest. I used to be in all those clubs, like Crucial Club, like all the, you know, the real, you know, nitty gritty spots, because that's where, you know, music comes from. But I didn't know. I'm from up here. I'm out there dolo. My jewelry just networking. But I remember that I went down this road called Simpson Road. It was like one way in, one way out. And I'm like blasting the music. I didn't know. I'm just driving. Boom. Everybody started surrounding the truck. I was like, yo, hold up. And I was like, hold up. They were shaking it. I was like, listen. I was like, all right, I kept going. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep going. I was like, oh shit, I gotta turn around. I had to turn back around, go through it, everything.
I
but
would have been so scared.
I was just like, yo.
Wow, but it was safe.
Yeah, it was safe. But it was just
like
real.
When you're like a New Yorker down south, it's just different. Like they smell you. you know,
it was like 50 people, like kids, grown-ups, like surrounding the truck, and I'm like,
did they think T.I. was in the truck?
Nah, I didn't know what they thought. I didn't know if they wanted, if I had CDs or nothing. I couldn't move, and then I was like, oh, they about to get me. Yeah. But instead, it was all love. So shout out to Simpson Road. The A, everything.
I think a lot of people don't understand how much of roles that lawyers play. You guys are managers, you guys are deal brokers in the entertainment industry. I remember somebody was telling me before, like, to get ahead in the entertainment industry, you had to get a good lawyer. And I was like, wow, you know, really? But it's starting to make sense with what you're saying. Yeah,
well, I'm a little unorthodox. I'm not like the average attorney. You know, like, you know, I'm dressed in a suit sometimes, but then, you know, I have my earrings in now. As soon as we're done, I'm going to take them out.
Sometimes you're sitting on the top of the Range Rover like this.
Exactly. But that's who I am. You know, I equate it to like a firefighter or a police officer. You know, they have their uniform on all day. They might listen to rap music, whatever, but they have their uniform. When they go home, they're not sleeping in their uniform.
Yeah,
they're taking their clothes off, and you're not going to recognize who they are.
Yeah, you're back to your culture.
You know, I'm a part of hip hop culture. So when I'm not working as an attorney, you know, I'm relaxed. I have my Jordans on, Yeezys on, designer on, and I'm out. And
your true love is music.
Right, exactly. And I'm in the club with my chains on, everything. Not because, you know, that's just, I believe that to be like a great attorney and be like an asset to the hip hop industry, I like need to know what's going on. I need to be relevant. So I need to be out there. So, and you know, it's nothing different from lawyers back in the day. I know these older lawyers that used to go to concerts and go to little places. So, but a lot of that has changed. So I go out and I'm out, you know, and it helps, you know, because I might meet, you know, Nicki's manager and they're like, Nicki's looking for beats. And then I'm like, okay. And I have like producers and I connect the beats. So I might meet Gunner or be with Dirk and just, you know, now it just helps other clients. Nice. And it's all about relationships. So by me sitting behind a desk, of course I have relationships with the VPs and other lawyers and labels, but it's not the same as when those people are like, damn, it's you again, but for this client, oh, it's you again for that client, oh, again. So they see that I'm a part of the culture, like I'm out here, you know.
How did you know, like, okay, I need to be a lawyer, or let me go into studying law? What made you start studying law?
I mean, to keep it real, like I always wanted to do entertainment. Like like I said, I used to make music. I used to get gaffled. Like people used to be like, all right, we have a show, you know, pay $3,000. We're gonna go on tour. You're gonna open up. I would pay them the money. I would rehearse everything. Meet them at 42nd Street near the bus. I'd be waiting there. They say 12 o'clock. It's 12. 1, not there. 2, not there. 3. Wow. Next, you know, I hit the person back, their number disconnected. You know, so I got tired of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it myself. So I started like making music, and I was, you know, learning about copyrights, trademark, you know, performance rights organizations, ASCAP, BMI. And then I was like, as I learned and did research, I taught myself. And then after I became an attorney, I started doing things for free for clients that were in the industry that I would meet. And I would be like, listen, give me a chance. You know, you have an agreement. Like, I have this producer agreement. I'm like, I don't care. Give me it. I'm going to do it for free. So I started doing that, and then it just transpired to Fetty. And then when I got him, everything was like
breaking point with the clients.
Oh, dope. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. So now, so from Atlanta, how did you get back over here?
All right. So that's when I said I was riding around in the promotional van, but then his album was over, like the campaign was over.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going to stay down here. Time to do some law stuff, because I wasn't practicing law. I was doing law inside of the label, but I wasn't practicing law.
Right.
So then I was like, you know what? I'm out. So I moved back up here. My father had a connection with like a judge or like the courts, because he was on, my father's an educator, so he was on a panel to, I guess, a diversity panel for the court system. Okay. And he had made some connections. I submitted my resume, and then I got a clerkship for a judge. And then I did that for a year. And from there, I got picked up by my first firm. Then I did that for 3 years. Then my second firm, did that for 3 years. And then I went out on my own.
And then how did you get Fetty as your client?
I was always, even though I worked for other firms, I was always promoting myself.
In the hip hop?
Yeah, through entertainment law. So honestly, what I was doing is, you know, I grew up here and back and forth in Harlem. Like my best friends from Harlem, I was over there like every weekend. My mom was over there. Like, so every weekend I was over there. So we used to go to Webster Hall. Like Webster Hall used to have this thing like they used to have like house party, I think Thursdays. So every Thursday, like I would go to Webster Hall with them and they would have like a new artist. So my goal that night was to just get on the stage, meet the artist, get a picture, give them my card, like every Thursday. I wouldn't get any sleep because I'll get home at like 5 in the morning and have to go straight to court, you know, change and everything. Yeah, I was living in the Bronx for like 10 years at that time. So I would wake up, I would go to Webster Hall, go back home, get dressed, drive across the bridge. But I started doing that. I had a website up, promote myself about entertainment law, like so to try to get clients. And then a good friend of mine brought Fetty in. And we had a conversation with him, with Nit, with Danny. Shout out to Nit the Grid, Danny Sue, WAP. And then everything else was history from there. Okay. You know, they gave me the opportunity. He gave me the opportunity, trusted in me, and that was that.
And do you think that you added value to him as an artist since you became his entertainment attorney?
Of course.
Yes.
I don't let anything happen to him. Nothing.
Nice.
Like whether it's music-wise or personal or any other court issues, my job is to protect him.
Right.
Before he had the singers of hello.
Yeah, that was right before that.
So you were there for that.
I was there. I can show you a video. I was there, negotiated a contract, was there for the signing when he ain't have dreads, when he had a fade.
Okay. That was the biggest thing. And I was waking up to that song, going to sleep to that song, singing that song.
So he's probably your longest client, right?
Yeah, he's my longest client.
He's been your client how long now?
I want to say since 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So 5 years.
Okay, and how did you get on to Love and Hip Hop?
I got on to Love and Hip Hop because I believe like they might have been interested in some of my clients. Okay. And one of my clients went up there he didn't make it on the show, but he went up there for an interview, and he was trying to talk to my sister-in-law on the low. He was trying to talk to Aisha on the low, but she wasn't really talking to him. So the story didn't like pan out, you know, because my story was real. Like I don't know what you know about, you know, Love and Hip Hop. People saying it's a lot of fake
some
stories. My whole story wasn't scripted. It was real. So Aisha wasn't with it. She was like, yeah, he might have tried to reach out, but I never talked to this guy. I'm not going up there on that. But then they went and they interviewed her. So when they interviewed Aisha, they were asking her like, do you know, like, what else are you doing? And she was like, I have a sister. My sister's dating Navarro. And it's kind of like 3 or 4 cast members went up there and was like, my lawyer's Navarro. My lawyer's Navarro. My name kept popping up.
Gotcha.
So they was like,
so you made yourself relevant, and they said, we need to see Navarro.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Mona and Stephanie.
Shout out
to I got mad love for them, even though people hate on y'all rocking. So anyway, so they interviewed me, and I went up there and they asked who else was I working with, and then we brought up Anais because I was managing Anais at the time.
Okay.
So we brought up Anais, they brought her up there, and then that's how that all started. It was real. Like,
so when you were on that season, how many of your clients were on also? Was it just Anais, or it was you, your wife, the sister?
Yeah, I did some work for Mariah Lynn. Who else was on there? I had met with the dude, I forgot his name, James R. And him, I did a little, like I was supposed to do some work for. He told them I was their lawyer. I did a little thing, but I don't know who did this thing. Okay. But just pretty much, yeah, those people. So
I saw there was like an issue where your wife felt like you were cheating on her. Was it because of you being on Love and Hip Hop, or how did that come about?
Nah, it wasn't. She thought I was cheating on. It was like an issue with. Originally, it was, and it's real. Like Anais, I'm managing her, so I wasn't her lawyer. So I was on there as a manager, not as a lawyer. Okay. But my job as a manager is to cater to the artist. Right. So we had an event that she got invited to at Barclays. Okay. And she didn't want to go because she was like, my hair's not done. I have nothing to wear. This and that. No, Anais.
Anais, okay.
So I'm at home in the crib with my wife, with Ash. And Anais was like, I don't have anything to wear. So she started sending me pictures. So these pictures, they may or may not have been appropriate, but I wasn't looking at them like that. I didn't care. You know, it might have been a picture with pants down, but then the top we have a bra on. Right. And but she's trying to show me the jeans. Like, can I wear this? And I'm like,
so it was nothing.
Right. Yeah. But to me, because I'm business mom, I'm trying to get
But as a woman, I'm like, okay, girl, you didn't have to send my man a picture in a bra.
And then I said to her, I was like, come on, you got to go. That looks sexy. Go. You look sexy. We got to go. So to Ash,
and this is through text.
No, this is me. Yeah, through texting on the phone. I'm like, that looks sexy. You got to go. Like, come on, get your ass out. We going. Like,
she was, and your wife was there. And
she was there. She was right in the same room, and she's like, why you gotta say she looks sexy? I was like, babe, I'm trying to get her to the Barclays so we could go. Like, I'm not.
This is what you do though, right? Go ahead. You give your wife the phone and be like, help her.
Yeah. Babe, I don't got the time. Please help her.
Help her. Or, I do, but this seems like a woman issue. And you're my partner. And
No, I know that from experience.
You know?
No, I know that. I know that now. But I'm on go time. So if she's like, I'm like, all right, we just need to get it done. Like, here, let's go. You look good. Let's go. All right, that's sexy. That outfit's dope. Let's go. Get your hair done. We out of here. Good. You know. But now I know.
You still doing this on camera?
He learned though. He learned.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Remove the sex from the.
I got you.
Vocabulary here. Yeah. Okay, so now, did you enjoy your experience on Love and Hip Hop?
I did. It was an experience. That was my second time I was on television. I was on the first Family of Hip Hop, like a few episodes, but that was me as an attorney, and it was more like, just filming you real quick, and I was giving legal advice. But I was actually an actual cast member.
Shout out to Leah Robinson too.
Yeah, shout out to Leah and Lady Luck.
Yeah.
And so I was a cast member, so it was different. I was a lawyer in and out of court all day. Then I have to run home, get my clothes, travel to the location, get changed, film, come back, and then do it all over again. So I enjoyed it. I think it was a great experience. It was real, and it created opportunities for me.
It did. I was going to say, following that, do you think that it added value to your brand and more
most
opportunities?
Certainly. Yeah, definitely. Because at the end of the day, like what I tell everybody, they don't make you do crazy things. If you do some crazy shit on there, then it's because you wanted to do something crazy.
Yeah.
So what happens is people become, I want to say like I don't know, attention whores, because they're like, the more attention I get, the more scenes I'll be, the more money I get. So they just start to create and go nuts. But me, we were just living our life. Yeah. Right. But it definitely, they touched upon that issue with Anais. They touched upon some other issue with me and Ashley. They touched upon us having a baby.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes. How is it?
Yeah, he's good. He's 8 months.
Juggling your career now with the baby is good, or she's home?
Yeah, she's home holding it down and everything, and I'm working. But the best thing that it did for me is, I had the building named after me. So they highlighted, they didn't have to highlight that, but they highlighted me getting the building name. So.
And how did that come about? How did they decide to name the building after you?
My grandfather was like one of the first African American cops here in this city. And then I was in New York for 11 years, and I came back here. And the reason I wanted my office here was because, there's a lot of entertainment attorneys in New York. I was like, if I set up shop over here, when people are coming over here, I know they're coming to see me.
That's
like, they're coming to see me. They're not shopping around, because you're not going to drive.
Kicking here. Yeah. If you come in, it's for business.
Exactly.
And you're so close to New York that it's just like the perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I set up shop here, and then I ended up becoming like the first black public defender for Hackensack. So it's different. Like a lot of people, and shout out to public defenders, but I just have to lay this out there. I'm not a full-time public defender. I'm not a legal aid. Like people are like,
legal aid,
nothing wrong with them though. Shout out to all the legal aids. You're grinding, doing you, but that's not what I do. So in Jersey, I'm the public defender for the city. So it's like, if this was New York, I'm not the Bronx public defender. I would be the public defender for Crotona Park. Okay. Like just for that little section.
One little area.
So it's more of a political type of position.
Hackensack.
Just the Hackensack Municipal Court, not the Superior Court, which is equivalent to the Supreme Court in New York. Not that. I'm the public defender for the Municipal Court for the city.
Okay.
So I have like 2 of those positions where I'm the first African American to hold those positions. I like doing that because I want to be like, thank you.
Instead of folks right here, that's not.
Yeah, but I had to set that out there because people go on my page like he's a public defender, but they don't understand like the dynamics. But who cares if I was a public defender?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But that's not what I do.
Just to let y'all know.
Yeah, just to let you know. If you want me to come to court, you got to pay me. If not, I'm not going.
Cash money.
He's
after the
However,
bag.
if you happen to be coming through my city in Hackensack and you catch a little case and you can't afford an attorney, as a service to my community, I'll represent you. That's what it does.
That was so sweet.
But don't come over here to commit no crime just for that. I'm just saying, we don't recommend that.
Nah, if you commit them, though, you could pay me and I'll help you, though.
Right.
You know?
You know what?
Yeah, so that's how the building thing started, because my grandfather, and then I'm over here holding the first African-American positions, then I have a stake in the building, and then we work something out.
The timing was impeccable, though. You get on the show, do you think that was a factor in them naming it? No? It just was timing.
It was just timing, yeah. Okay. It was happening regardless, you know. Yeah. Not to say it like that, but...
Your family has to be pretty proud of you.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
Do you have, like, celebrityism around here now? Everybody like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah, but that's mostly from like the show and everything. From the show. Yeah, but I'm not used to that because I'm on, like I said, I'm always on go mode. Like I always have something to do, so it's not like I'm just walking around. So
waiting for fans to recognize.
And I don't hang out out here, so I go in the community, like to the local stores and help the little kids out and just around. But I'm usually not around here. But when I go to the mall over here and everything, people recognize me. But I'm not even. To me, I'm just me.
They don't be like, let me get a picture.
Yeah, because they do. I take the picture, but that's not really, my focus. I'm an attorney all day. So I'm more focused on these deals that I'm doing. Right. So if I'm not as focused on like I was on TV. It's like, it was cool. I appreciate it, but that's not, Do
you think that brought you a lot of clients who are assuming if they hire you to become their attorney, that it might get them closer to being on Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, I got two or three. But yeah, 2 or 3. Like I have people that hit up Mona and Stephanie like, this is it. I know Navarro. I'm gonna send them the stuff, and then they said Stephanie said get with Navarro. He's gonna send the stuff, and then they start hitting me like, get me on Love and Hip Hop, and I'm like, that doesn't work that way.
Right.
No. If they want you on Love and Hip Hop, this is a message. They're gonna come and get you.
Right.
I can't get you on Love and Hip Hop. You gotta get yourself on there. Right. Find your way. Like,
so don't hire him thinking you're gonna get on Love and Hip Hop.
He's a casting director.
You better hire him to beat that case, get those paperwork right, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but the majority of clients come to me because of what I do. You know, I have a lot of like big clients. Producers, artists, and I get deals done. So I use my social media as a platform to advertise my services and what I do. And it's real life. It's like real time.
Speaking of the clip that I shared of you kind of, I don't know, where you were giving a tutorial or a lesson or a tip on the contracting. Right. Is that something new that you're going to be doing, putting out little tips for people?
Yeah. I'm gonna put out tips, every week. So I think the clip you saw is about a producer agreement. So what I'm going to do is break down a producer agreement from front to back. Not all the way, but, just so...
The meat of it.
Yeah, people understand. Because I believe, like, one of my duties as an attorney and me being blessed to be in a position I'm at is to, like, kind of share back.
Knowledge, exactly.
I can't give it all because then nobody will hire me. But
you don't want to put all your knowledge out there for free. They'll be skipping law school and everything. Let me just go watch all Navarro's videos. But
as of right now, do you have more entertainment clients or criminal clients?
Oh, entertainment. My practice went from like 95% family and criminal and 5% entertainment to now like probably 98% entertainment and 2%.
Did that happen
criminal.
After going on Love and Hip Hop?
No, it happened from my deals with real clients.
Okay, so it's been.
I don't think the love and hip hop aspect didn't help me with my legal career. It's more
that's what I was wondering.
It's more that I didn't fall back from the legal stuff because of the TV. I kept going. So while I'm on Love and Hip Hop, I'm closing deals, flying out to LA, flying here, London, just closing deals in real time for real big producers.
I would think people. Love and Hip Hop, that platform helped you as far as being more noticed in the public eye. But as far as behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, you already have put your roots in the footwork and was doing what you
I stay relevant. You know, I always I don't want to say like, but out of all the hits that come out, I'm involved in some capacity in like the majority of them. Either I have a client that's a producer, I'm a consultant. Yeah, pretty much. Like name somebody and I got somebody on that project with them. So that's what I
One of them. Yeah.
Not saying it's me. Yeah. It's my clients, but I'm doing the paperwork. My name is in there.
Somewhere along the dotted line, Navarro W has signed that paper.
Exactly. I looked at it and got paid and I'm getting a plaque from it. That's it.
and he's getting the plaque because I always see you with the pictures and the plaques.
Because that's a goal.
The one you put recently, it was 6ix9ine. But are you representing him?
No, I represented Treyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to 6ix9ine and Shotty. You know, may justice be with y'all both.
Yes,
you know, as a lawyer, I can't say free these guys. I don't know, but if I could say it, I would say it. But I'm gonna just say, may justice be on your side, man. You already know what it is. May justice be on your side.
That is
so I represented Treyway, and when he came in, I call him Treyway. Y'all call him Treyway. I call him Shotty. When he came into my office, he came in with a group of individuals, and all I'm gonna say is I laid it out there what I could do for people. He's the only person that came back to my office. And everything took off from there. Him and I put a plan in place. He listened, and he branded himself. And that's one of the things I do. I brand people or help them brand themselves.
Also,
consult them. Tell them what to do. But I could. I had a major play in that.
Nice.
So despite all the negative attention he's getting, he's a good guy from what I know him. Always did straight up business. Now all these other things, if there's any other thing going on, then I don't personally know.
Spoken like a true lawyer.
Right.
And that's it, yeah.
He's careful with those words.
That's it.
Yeah, facts.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to play a quick game with you.
Do we figure out a game name?
Did we get the name
You're playing
of the game?
games?
We play a game.
This or that.
It's kind of like a this or that, but our stylist doesn't want us to call it that. He's gonna come up with
shout out to Miss I London, but behind the scenes right here. Shout out to Big Vegg. Shout out to TT. Shout out to Sullivan over here. So I'm
playing games with two beautiful women.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Wait, yo, turn the cameras off.
First of all.
Nah, I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Why can't I joke?
I love it.
Because we all wives.
Right.
But I'm joking though. It's a joke.
We're good women. That's why we're good.
But it's a joke though. That's it. Like,
shout out
people want to see like crazy shit.
I would have loved for her to be here too. The baby.
She would have laughed, like, cause I joke a lot.
She's gonna laugh at these.
She laughs sometimes.
I was gonna say sometimes, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna play a game.
We give you two options. You pick one. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Money or love?
Love.
Break the law or cheat on your spouse?
Break the law, man. Because listen, hold on. We gotta break the law because listen, my wife is Dominican. I'm not trying to go home, and I'm trying to wake up.
You're trying to live.
I'm not trying to disappear out here.
Yeah.
Trying to disappear.
He loves you so much that he will go under the jail before he cheats on you.
That's right.
That's because
family first.
Yeah, family first.
Nice.
I might not be here if it's not option.
Okay, so get in trouble with the law or get in trouble with your mom?
Get in trouble with my mom.
Okay. You pick it up with your mom, not me. I'm scared of my
over the law.
Nah, because you know what it is. If I get in trouble with my mom, it's gonna be like she's gonna try to direct me and teach me from it.
And she'll forgive you versus the law.
Then I'll lose everything.
That's it.
But which contradicts myself because I said I'd rather break the law. So I'll break the law over Ashley as long as I don't get caught by the law. But
no, you can't get caught. If you decide to break the law, we're not going to have Navarro bail you out and get you out of this one. If you can't represent yourself. You got to go to jail.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just hopefully she'll hold you down.
Yeah, facts.
Live a great life and go to hell, or live a not so great life and go to heaven.
I want to go to heaven.
Right. So put me through the struggle as long as I make it to those gates.
I like the struggle. That's what That's what I'm built from.
Okay.
Nice. I like that one. Would you choose a... See, I'm going to change this one because I don't want people to feel like, So would you choose a naughty girl or a good girl? If you couldn't get both in one. If you couldn't get the good girl that's naughty.
What is a good girl?
Okay.
There's naughty girls that are good girls. There's good girls that are naughty. Like, what's a good girl?
I'm going to put it
Don't say no names.
I'm going to
like,
say
would I take
it
a
the way
cheater
they
or
originally put it here. It's
every girl's a good girl.
Or 9 to 5.
It depends. If you're stripping and you're bringing the bag home and you have no other options and we need money, then that's it.
You picking it. All right.
I'm picking it.
Okay.
You could have a 9 to 5 and spend all your money on yourself, or you could have a 9 to 5 and be cheating all day. Like, I have no clue.
That's true.
So it don't matter in my capacity. Don't matter what you do, as long as you contribute.
You love him. As long as you love him, you're contributing to the household, then you're holding.
And you're not cheating.
That's it. You're not cheating. That's it. It all boils down to cheating. Don't cheat, and we're good.
Right. But you have to be a stripper with goals. You can't be like, I'm stripping.
That's important.
In 2019, and I'm stripping in 2025.
Okay.
Like, where's your growth? You know what I mean?
Right. So
you can strip for 2 years, stack your bread, and open a business. Yeah.
What about a good girl that just likes to strip?
If she's stripping for me, that's all good.
Oh.
But he's going to eventually want her to leave that club scene.
Yeah, just come home and strip for me. So if you like to strip.
Take that as an investment, as a stepping stone to go to somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A ghostwriter versus an artist that writes. And I'm going to ask you this in 2 capacities.
All right.
As a hip-hop fan. Do you respect a ghostwriter or somebody who writes
their own?
I respect more somebody that writes their own stuff, but I respect ghostwriters too. But as a hip hop fan, I respect the person that writes their own. Yeah, just bottom line, forget it. I'm not respecting the ghostwriter as a hip hop fan.
That one, it is what it is.
Yeah. Be creative, like make your own lane.
But as a lawyer, do you feel like you can get the bag more with ghostwriters?
It depends on a different type of bag, So as a ghostwriter, then if I'm representing somebody who's ghostwriting, then I want to make sure that they're getting their writer's credit and their publishing and they're getting a fee for writing it, etc. like that. But they both come with a bag. If I'm representing an artist, then I'm going to negotiate that the artist still gets a piece of the publishing and percentage. And
even if they ain't write it?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I get it.
But I wouldn't mind representing a ghostwriter that's really writing for a lot of people.
Or would you, it doesn't matter to represent a person that gets ghost written for?
No.
That's fine.
I think the game's changed completely. Like these guys out here rapping. Facts. The rappers are making their own stuff for the most part. But there's a lot of, singing is different. There's a lot of writers for singers. And everything. And they never look frowned upon.
Right,
like you could write for Rihanna, Beyonce. A lot of,
and they don't talk crap about it. But if you write for someone that is
because
rapping,
I think singing is the talent. Versus if you're a lyricist, lyricism and putting words together is supposed to be a talent. But now it's more about making a song. Yeah. So
I have guys that come in the studio. Nobody writes anything. They get in there and play the music. They sit there, start going for like 5 minutes, and then they be like, "All right, I'm good." And I'm like, "Yo." For 5 minutes, you just been just the melody. And then they go in there and then they just freestyle and everything. Like, yo, cut that right there. And they come back out, do it again. I can't even hear them. Then the song is done and it sounds crazy. So they're not, like a lot of the artists I work with, they don't even write. They just go in there, get in their zone, go with the melody and just start freestyling.
Yeah, that's what a lot of music is sounding like. But shout out to Airwolf Music. People, I still listen to Jay and I
still listen to the classics.
Yeah, I still listen to people I could totally understand. But you got the last one.
Okay, so pick your favorite, Pac or Biggie?
Pac.
Why?
I mean, no. See, this is difficult. So, of course, I'm from the East Coast and everything. I rock with Biggie and everything, but when Pac's music came out, like, I was going through like difficult times, so I could relate to it more. Like, it was more like emotions, like when he was like he had his anger in the music sometimes, his sadness, and like just the time period I was in my life, I could relate to everything.
So you have
like Hail Mary and all that. Like I have an emotional attachment to that whole album and everything. But I was definitely getting in the car riding the Biggie.
Okay.
But I've never the difference is Biggie was never. It's either Pac or Jay-Z. Like I'm a Jay-Z fan. So if you say that, then I have to say Jay. Even though Pac had emotional attachment, but I had an emotional attachment to Jay's music as well.
Right.
So that's it.
I feel that.
But shout out to Biggie in Brooklyn. But it was really Jay-Z, and Pac. That's it.
Jay and Pac. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now, what are your goals for yourself and your brand?
For my brand, I mean, as far as the law firm's concerned, my goal is to continue to represent a lot of people and to grow my practice, get other attorneys under me, so I can go out.
I was wondering, you don't have any other attorneys under you?
No, I outsource sometimes to attorneys. Like there's attorneys that are on, and don't take this the wrong way. There's a lot of female attorneys that, if they're not in court, if they're doing transactional work, you could do it from your house. So there's a lot of attorneys that are female that have kids that don't want to come into the office. They're like, they take care of their family, but they could do the contracts from their house and get paid. So I have people like that. Then I have, 3 paralegals, a legal secretary, interns, and the paralegals are trained to do certain things to prepare it. So when it's prepared, all I have to do is look at it and then add my, changes to it and everything. Because a lot of some agreements are similar, so they could get the skeleton of it, and then I come in with the meat and potatoes and knock it out.
Make it all work.
Yeah, so that's my goal for the firm. For me, I started a production company. I want to get my label a situation. So I started a label called Cloud Music, and I have my first artist on it, Anna Mac. So she's like an 18-year-old singer. Aaliyah vibes, baggy clothes, tomboyish. Nice. So we just dropped the first single. Well, we dropping it either today or tomorrow. Okay. She just opened up for Little Dirk. So I'm going to push more of that. And I want to do more business. So I want to have everything set up so I can make moves and be able to be more free. Yeah.
To do business. So that's why.
Yeah, because I'll have a situation like, for example, next week I have to fly to LA. So I'll fly to LA on Tuesday and fly back on Wednesday. Or I'll fly to LA Tuesday, close the deal, and then fly right back and go to court on Wednesday. So it's like I don't have any time,
Right.
So I want to just free myself up so I can do more things,
Okay, that makes sense. Well, why don't you let them know where to find you as far as your production, your law firm, your personal. Let them know where to find you at.
You can find me on Instagram, Navarro ESQ. My studio is The Gray Note. You can find that on Instagram.
Which we're about to take a tour right now and check it out.
Yeah, and that's it. And my production company, Cloud Music, with the X, MUSIX.
And make sure that you subscribe to his YouTube channel, which I did subscribe. Because I noticed that's where he's going to be putting his attorney tips. And,
facts.
I think that's definitely good. Without giving them the meat and potatoes, but just to show them how important it is to have an entertainment attorney. I know a lot of up-and-coming artists may not have it in the budget to do so, and they just... they can't until they, watch his tips.
Right.
Until
it's not just entertainment tips, though, right?
No, before I used to do, criminal law and other areas of law, but predominantly I'm giving entertainment tips because I want to turn it into a book.
Okay.
So I'm just pretty much...
See, there we go.
I'm doing
we got
a shortcut.
Another goal out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's like a shortcut to my book. So it's like if I give the tips, then it's easy to...
transition
file it into the book.
Dope.
Right. That's brilliant and resilient. You are on Brilliant and Resilient TV.
BARTV.
Yes, BARTV here. Thank you guys. I appreciate
you for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
All right. That's the bad.
Grinding, I'ma keep grinding. Climbing, I'ma keep climbing. Rising, I'ma keep rising. Born to shine.